guys can see, my back is better. I woke up Thursday morning. It was still kind of hurting in the morning. And then by the afternoon, all of a sudden I was like, my back's not hurting. It was kind of one of those miracle moments. You're like, wow, it just went away and I didn't even notice. So thank God for that, and thank God for your guys' prayers. I really, really, truly appreciate that. I can get back to work, and my husband has been so loving and making sure that he was bringing the food up here, bringing the food to the chickens, doing all the good stuff, and he's just such a blessing. He takes care of me when I'm sick, and he's one of the best nurses out there. So one thing I wanted to say about the fermenting, I added one more bucket, so I have 3 buckets now. So it actually ferments my food for 3 days, and now I'm starting to cut back on the food because I noticed that the food expands so much. They said that you could cut back by 1/3, and you can, because by the time it expands, there's more than enough, and it about sprouts. So on the second, what I do is I put this is the newest bucket, the second to newest bucket. And there's plenty of water on top of there. But I was checking the one in the front that's gonna go out tomorrow. It seems like by the 3rd day, or by the 2nd day, at the end of the 2nd day, that bucket needs to be topped off some more. You want a good 6 inches of water on top of there, and then you're gonna check them every once in a while. But it's saving. We've already noticed that usually by Wednesday we would have had to get food. We didn't have to put food in there because I was still feeding them 6 pounds of food plus a thing of scratch, and we have cut that back to 4.5 now. So after tomorrow's feeding, they will be cut back to 4.5. Plus they will get little treats all the time. So if they are acting hungry or getting skinny or anything like that, we'll just add more. But so far, things are looking really good. And they really like the food. The ducks really like the food, especially. So we will be doing this with our meat chickens as well. So, this is where a barn would be handy because if you look around us, we have straw for the pigs that are coming, and now that I'm fermenting food, the tiny house, I could do that in, but I'd really rather have it outside, unless, there's a freeze or something like that. But it seems to be working out. The buckets work out well. I wish that I would have had those turn lids that you can get, but I don't. These were a lot cheaper. So they're food grade buckets. That's all I really care about. And, maybe over time we can add those nice turn lids on there. So working out great. Now, let's give a look at the garden, because it has been raining literally for the last since last Friday. And it's Friday again. This is the first day without rain, and I think we had rain in the middle of the night, but yeah. So things are growing great in the garden, and I want to show you what's going on. Even though I need to weed, I'm going to show you before I weed. So there you go. Full disclosure here, because when it rains like this, weeds come up too. So, and then I need to feed my onions. They're in my rain gauge. It says 2.5 inches in my rain gauge, but that is kind of, this broccoli is over it. So, 2 inches in the rain gauge, and that's going around the broccoli. So the broccoli is flowering. That is coming out soon. Probably put some potatoes in there. I need to add some bone meal in here, some phosphorus for these beets in here. So got some lettuce there. Onions. These are Carolina Golds, I believe. They are loving it. Now this part is onion sets that I started, and this part is onion sets. They're a little smaller, and this is the starts. So, and they're first year starts, so that's good. These starts over here are doing wonderful. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger, and getting nice big, lots of leaves is what you want to see, and I got to feed those. And then these I started like, I'm sorry about the wind, guys, I can't control that. These I started 2 weeks later, and these are Walla Walla onions. Peas are coming up, and broccoli is doing really good. Cabbage is doing good. And beans are coming up here as well. Not so much on this side, but on this side. Really slowly still, but they're coming up slowly in the big beds out here too. So I'm not too worried about that. We got beans coming up in here, so you can see the scattering, how slow it is. It might be that I need to put some potatoes in here too. I have been putting potatoes down, as you can see here, and they're supposed to be roly-poly. This is what I heard from Jessica at Roots and Refuge. They're supposed to catch roly-polies if you put potatoes down. So I have potatoes down in there. These are doing really well. These beans on the trellis area here. And these are kind of, I think they're maybe too shaded. So I finally need to take down the cilantro. It's going to seed anyways. Beautiful flowers though, isn't it? That cilantro. And then the potatoes are coming back. So I'm kind of standing in your guys' light. The potatoes are coming back there, and the potatoes are coming back here as well. So that's amazing. Cilantro needs to be cut back there. I'm gonna actually add, oh, my tripod went flying over. 4 beds here that are 4x4s. So we're gonna dig them in and just kind of add 4 more beds here. Probably this weekend, we'll see. We have so much to do these days, it's hard to. And then look at my beautiful chives here, just going to flower, and that is fine with me. That's just so beautiful. Here is my garlic. I have no idea what it's doing underneath. I haven't been feeding it lately because I just want it to grow now. So we'll just let it grow. The asparagus has all come up. Now I've learned this week that there's female asparagus and there's male asparagus. And so I might be adding more to this bed. You can see I also have weeds coming up in here that I need to deal with. But that is part of owning a garden is weeds. But that's looking really good. So we have all our asparagus up that we planted in there. Our lettuce is doing fantastic. I just fed the carrots. Yesterday I fed them some bone meal because carrots like phosphorus, and you find phosphorus in bone meal. The lettuce has been doing great. I've only given it like 2 feedings of my compost tea. It's doing great. Looks like we found a potato that doesn't belong, but that's okay. And I did put, you can kind of even see it on there, that dust that's on there, that is bone meal that I fed the carrots. These are our peas over here. They are coming in slowly, and I think I'm gonna have to, and that's a potato I stuck there to catch those little roly-polies. I'm gonna have to put some sticks underneath the green beans and the potatoes, or the green beans and the peas. This, we have a couple of, that one's totally kind of fried, but you can see little green growth coming up, and that is potato, and that's potato down here too. And we're gonna put more potatoes out. We have potatoes in these bins here. But this is just our native soil, so I need to be feeding that some nitrogen and some good food. I didn't add any amendments in it. You can see this is the bed we added. This is a lot of, oh, I don't even know what order it's in. We added some seedlings in there, and this is our herb bed, so this would be all herbs. And it looks like some marigolds coming up in there. But this was all weeds a week and a half ago, and right before all this rain, I put herbs in here, and it's a good thing I did, because look at that, they're coming. Oh, Bam Bam, will you be quiet? And hopefully those guys mimic my beans that are out there. I am not going to actually plant in here. And actually wondering if I could put another bed right here. So I'm thinking of all the ways that I can put beds in this area, guys, in my fence, because of the rabbit problem we have, because of the rodent problem we have, and because of the serious pests that will ruin my garden and eat everything in it, those guys. And it's not their fault, it's my fault, because they like vegetables. So that is what's going on in the garden. So I'm going to get to weeding. I won't bore you guys with that. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little quick garden tour and tell you how the food is going. I also need to, I'm going to take I'm taking it slow. I promised my husband. He's like, okay, you can get back to it, but take it slow. He doesn't want me hurt again, because then he has to do most of my chores. No. He does it very lovingly and doesn't complain at all. He's like, if I go to do something when I'm hurt like that, he'll go, hey, 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 put it down, you know? So, yeah, he's a loving guy. So anyways, so I got to get back to this and got to do something about this trellis over here. See if I can hammer this in better. Yeah. My husband might need to help me with that. I did this all by myself, and this trellis was bent because I had it as an arch, but I had it as an extreme arch, and it kind of bent it over. So that wasn't too good. I might have to just put a new trellis on here that's straight and use this for other things. I have other ideas for these. So anyways, I really like this idea, and I'm gonna have my tomatoes on here. I might have to purchase tomatoes. Might have to purchase tomatoes this year, and I just think my tomato seeds were just too old. And so I'm gonna order in the fall or late fall tomato seeds from somebody that I recognize, because I went with some burpee seeds too, and they just did not do well, and I am very unimpressed with the seeds that I did get. And then on top of that, I was I guess I was too focused on shopping for pigs and not taking care of my seedlings like I know how. And then a lot of my seedlings, or my seeds that I did have, were really, really old. So I've been hanging on to tomato seeds and wanting to do a big harvest. And I've never had problems with starting my own tomatoes. And before, I mean, I would grow indeterminate tomatoes that were 15 feet high. And never had a problem with starting my own seeds or anything. So I don't know if it's just distractions, which there is a lot of distractions in this world right now. I tell you, it can be a little depressing. So, but God's in control, so we're okay. So I got to get back to work. I'll see you guys next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead, and God bless. Bye. Loving that broccoli.